Hi, welcome to Juice Bar. Today we're gonna try out Difford's Bitters. So, Simon Difford of the Difford's Guide and worldwide super famous bartender a few years ago collaborated with Bob's Bitters and produced a Daiquiri Bitters and a Margarita Bitters. Now, the question is, what do they taste like? And do you need them in your Daiquiri and or Margarita? So what we're gonna do today, we're gonna mix a couple of drinks with these bitters and we're gonna see how they perform, how they taste like, and if they are worth your money. To test these, I'm gonna use cocktail recipe that appear on the Difford's Guide, the website of Simon Difford that I use all the time. I respect him a lot because I would say 85% of the time I completely agree with what he says. And let's start from the Daiquiri. So we're gonna make the Daiquiri No.1 6-to-1 recipe, and because we're gonna do a Daiquiri and a Margarita, let me just squeeze some lime. Now that we prepare our lime juice, let's start with the bitters themselves. The recipe asks for 4 drops of bitters, and first of all I'm gonna taste them and tell you what I think about this. These are quite interesting, definitely bitter, and what it says on the label I think it's quite right. Caramelized pineapple, like a really kind of burnt caramel that gives the bitterness, plus some mint flavor, and I think they are good and interesting. Let's see how they behave. So 4 drops, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe it was 5. And then we go on with powdered sugar. Difford says it's even better, this cocktail, with powdered sugar, and I think he's right probably. So 2 teaspoons of powdered sugar. Let's make them medium size. Then we go on with 20 milliliters of lime juice. There you go. Then we give a brief stir to make sure our powdered sugar dissolved correctly before adding the ice. And then we finish with rum. This recipe is fought for a aged rum. I have here this Appleton Estate 40% ABV, really simple Jamaican rum. It's relatively cheap and decent, I would say. Not complex, but I think it's gonna work fine in this cocktail. I don't have any Cuban rum. No, I don't. So now let's get some ice for our shaker. And let's give this bad boy a shake. Let's double strain in a chilled cocktail glass. And let's decorate with a lime wedge. And there you go, a Daiquiri No.1 according to the Difford Guide and using Simon Difford's Daiquiri Bitters. Cheers! This is an excellent Daiquiri. I think 4 drops of this might be not enough. Maybe my drops were small. Let me put a couple more. Maybe because my rum is a bit stronger flavor. One more sip. Yeah, between 4 and 6 drops I think is the right amount of these bitters, which work really nicely. I mean, my favorite daiquiris are the Hotel National Special, which add apricot brandy and pineapple, and the daiquiri from the Floridita, which has a bit of grapefruit and a bit of maraschino. So I like my daiquiri to have that touch more layering of flavors. And I think by having a really simple recipe and just adding these bitters, you kinda achieve that. They have bitter but interesting flavor that goes toward pineapple and mint, which are perfect match for rum cocktails. I would say this is quite an unusual flavor, and they taste a bit weird, but they work nicely. And also, this kind of flavor, I don't think it's easily replicated through some Amaro or other kind of bitters. This specific bitter pineapple and mint, it's quite unique. So my vote for these bitters is definitely a yes. I like this. I think I'm just gonna finish this drink, so give me a second. For our second recipe, we're gonna try the Margarita Bitters in a margarita straight up. Let's first of all try these bitters, what they taste like. And these are, they are less complex than the other bitters. Tasting these straight, they just taste like lavender. And bitter, probably like quinine. It's just a mouthful of lavender. I don't know, let's just try. Does lavender taste really good with tequila and margarita? I don't know. 4 drops of this one too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Smell-wise, it's 90% lavender, but I think there is a nuance of something else. Then we go on with the 5 milliliters of agave syrup, like that. 22.5 milliliters of lime juice, 22.5 milliliter or 3/4 of an ounce of curacao. I'm using Pierre Ferrand. And there you go. And we conclude with, last but not least, our tequila blanco. This Espolón, your standard tequila of a 2000. It's good, it's decent, it's not too expensive, but it's not too cheap either. So 45 milliliter or an ounce and a half of this. Track. I must say, it smells good. It smells good. Let's get some ice for our shaker. And let's give this bad boy a shake. Before proceeding forward, we need to prepare our glass. I'm gonna wet half the rim of a cup and salt it with pink Himalayan salt. There you go, and let's double strain in our chilled and salted cup. And there you go, a Difford margarita served straight up using Difford's Margarita Bitters. Cheers! This is surprisingly nice. Really, like lavender, just like that. Tastes a bit like old lady's house. But it's a really weird thing. It works perfectly with the tequila. Damn you, Simon Difford, you're right once again. Yeah, you cannot taste directly the lavender, but it's like it gives a velvet layer to the margarita that otherwise would not be there. Again, one more layer of flavor. This is also excellent. You have to use it carefully though, because it's a powerful lavender bitter. And I guess in that sense you could just get another lavender bitter if there are. I don't know, I never checked. By the way, I got these bitters in Italy, they are not available in Japan. And these are batch number 1 and they are best before November 2022. I don't care. I mean, do bitters really expire? You can keep a bottle of Amaro for 30 years and it's gonna be fine. So, I don't know. I'm just letting you know because it's my professional duty. But this is really good. Again, Even this lavender bitter that I was really skeptical about works out just fine. So, my suggestion is, if you have the money, buy them. Very interesting bitters. The Margarita Bitters, I would think it's possible to substitute it with some other lavender bitter, even though I have no experience, I never tasted one before. While the Daiquiri Bitter is really unique, and I think you will have a hard time substituting it for anything else. I mean, the solution is just changing the recipe. If you want to make a more interesting daiquiri without the use of a fancy bitter, just do a Hotel National Special. It's gonna require more effort. But these bitters are an easy solution and a quick solution to make a plain recipe just better really quick. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, comment down below, share with anybody you like and don't like. Shake yourself, steal yourself another drink from Difford's guide. There are basically all the drinks you ever imagine. And hopefully I will see you next time. Cheers! So I would like to give more praise to Simon Difford for being one of the few hardcore ball men which still dare to not have either tattoos or face hair. I mean, I was in the same club until a couple months ago, but then I was like, my face is just too plain, I need to put something on it, so I grew this mustache, which apparently is proving pretty popular. Cause also the lack of tattoos make you a complete outsider in the bartender community. I felt kinda ostracized. And in that club of completely bald, completely hairless, completely tattoo-less bartender, it was just me and Simon Difford, and now I left him. And I'm grateful to him for still carrying the banner of the bald, hairless, tattoo-less bartender. It's a race in extinction, man. And he's doing it. He's doing it by himself. So praise to him. Also, I just saw he's a cyclist. I like cycling too. Every time I go back to Italy, I am on my mountain bike. Nice.